Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time we're diving into gut health.
Always a fascinating topic.
It is. And we've got some pretty interesting material to dig into today. We've got this article from Eating Well, all about foods that can apparently improve your gut overnight.
Overnight. That's a bold claim.
Oh, right. But hey, that's why we're diving deep.
Absolutely. Let's see what the science has to say.
Yeah, and then we've also got some information on this research project about using AI to better understand the gut microbiome. Seems like our listener is really interested in how food and tech can work together to boost well-being.
Well, it's certainly a hot topic right now, and for good reason, I think. We've moved beyond thinking of the gut just in terms of digestion.
Right.
It's really a complex system impacting everything from our immunity to even, mental health. There's even a potential link to depression, which is pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I've always been so curious about that whole gut-brain connection. Is there really evidence that what we eat can affect our mood?
Well, the research is still ongoing, but the connection is definitely fascinating. Think of your gut kind of like a second brain, constantly communicating with the one up in your head. A healthy gut contributes to a healthy your mind and body.
Okay, so how do we cultivate that healthy gut? The Eating Well article, it highlighted the power of probiotics.
Right. Probiotics, those beneficial bacteria that live in our gut. I'm sure everyone listening is familiar with yogurt.
Oh, for sure.
As a good source of probiotics, particularly Greek yogurt, which has, that double dose of probiotics and protein.
Yeah, but the article went beyond just yogurt and highlighted some other options that I really hadn't considered, like kimchi, that spicy fermented cabbage.
Kimchi, such a great example.
Right.
Not only is it packed with those good bacteria, but research suggests it can also reduce inflammation and might even help prevent cancer.
Wow.
Then you have kefir, which is similar to yogurt but can actually be even more potent in terms of probiotic content. Some studies have shown it can actually improve the gut microbiome and even reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease.
That's fascinating. Kefir is going on my grocery list for sure. The article also mentioned kombucha, that fizzy fermented tea. It's really trendy right now.
Yeah, kombucha can be a really nice, refreshing way to get your probiotics.
Yeah.
Just be mindful that it does contain trace amounts of alcohol.
Oh, that's good to know.
So something to keep in mind, depending on your health needs or if you're pregnant.
Definitely. So we've got yogurt, kimchi, kefir, kombucha. Are there any other probiotic powerhouses we should be aware of?
Oh, there are definitely more. Sauerkraut, it's a fermented cabbage, kind of like kimchi, you're classic for a reason. And then tempeh, made from fermented soybeans. Now, tempeh is unique because it's a 2-for-1 deal. It's both a probiotic and a prebiotic.
A prebiotic, now that's something I'm a little less familiar with. What exactly are prebiotics and how do they differ from probiotics?
Well, think of prebiotics like the food for probiotics.
Oh.
They're types of fiber that our bodies can't digest, but they act as fuel for the beneficial bacteria in our gut. You really need both. The good bacteria and the nourishment they need to flourish.
So it's like a whole ecosystem down there. We've talked about feeding the good bacteria, but what if we could identify exactly which bacteria need what? Could AI help with that?
That's where things get really exciting. The research you've got there about using AI for gut health is truly cutting edge. Instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, imagine getting a personalized grocery list generated just for you based on an analysis of your specific gut bacteria.
Wow. Okay, now that's next level. So what kinds of foods are we talking about when it comes to prebiotics? I'm guessing it's got to be fiber-rich options.
You got it. The Eating Well article listed some surprising sources. Artichokes, for example, they're a great source of inulin, which is powerful prebiotic fiber.
Artichokes. Never would have guessed.
Right. What else? Dragon fruit. Not only is it vibrant and tasty, but it's also packed with fiber and can even help with constipation. Garlic is another prebiotic superstar. Plus, it's got those antibacterial and antiviral properties.
Okay, so garlic, artichokes, we're covering a lot of my favorite foods already. What about something a little more mainstream like oats?
Oats, fantastic source of prebiotic fiber, also a good source of protein, and those complex carbohydrates, which makes them an all-around good, gut-healthy breakfast choice. And don't forget about soybeans.
Right.
They're a plant-based powerhouse, providing both protein and prebiotic fiber.
Okay, so it's not about forcing yourself to eat bland, boring food for a healthy gut. We can actually enjoy what we're eating.
Exactly. A balanced and diverse diet, rich in fruits and veggies, and all these probiotic and prebiotic powerhouses is key. And that's where the AI research comes in. It has the potential to help us refine our choices even further based on our own unique gut needs.
I'm really intrigued by this AI research, but before we dive into that, the article briefly touched on something I wanted to ask about. Getting probiotics from food versus supplements, is there a difference?
That's a great point. While supplements can be helpful sometimes, they usually contain just a few strains of bacteria. Food sources provide a much wider variety, which is ultimately better for your gut health. It's like having a diverse ecosystem versus a monoculture,
Makes sense. So ditching the pills and embracing a delicious and diverse diet seems like the way to go. Okay, I'm ready to delve into the world of AI and its potential to revolutionize gut health. What exactly is this research all about and how does it work?
Well, this research is really fascinating because it uses AI to analyze massive amounts of data about the gut microbiome. This includes things like genomics, which is information about your genes, and data on the actual composition of your gut microbiome.
So AI is crunching all this complex data to help us understand our gut better. What's the ultimate goal of this research? Where could it all lead?
That's what we'll explore next. Welcome back. We were talking about how AI is analyzing tons of data like your genes and the makeup of your gut microbiome to give us a better understanding of how our gut impacts our overall health.
It all sounds very sci-fi, but in a good way. So where does all this data lead? Like, what's the ultimate goal?
Well, the ultimate goal is personalized gut health. Imagine a future where you don't have to just guess which foods or supplements are best for you. Instead, AI could analyze all your individual data and tell you exactly what your gut needs to thrive.
So no more experimenting with different probiotics, hoping to find one that works.
Exactly. And it actually goes beyond just, identifying which probiotics might be helpful. This research is also exploring how AI can help develop personalized treatment strategies. Imagine, we could be looking at AI-powered interventions that target very specific imbalances in the gut, leading to more effective and targeted treatments for all kinds of gut-related problems.
That's amazing. It'd be like having a customized gut health plan designed just for you. But how would AI figure out what you need? What info is it looking at?
That's where it gets really interesting. The research is looking at how different diets impact the gut microbiome. For example, how does a high-fiber diet compared to a high-fat diet affect the balance of bacteria in your gut? AI can analyze all this data and start to predict how your individual microbiome might respond to different dietary changes.
So you're saying in the future, our doctor could prescribe a diet based not just on our overall health, but on what our gut bacteria need?
It's definitely a possibility. AI could help identify which foods promote the growth of beneficial bacteria in your gut, leading to a much more personalized approach to nutrition. Remember, we talked about prebiotics being the food for probiotics. Well, imagine AI identifying exactly which prebiotics are perfect for the types of bacteria in your gut.
No more guessing about what kind of fiber I need. But to do that, AI needs a lot of data, right? What types of information are they using for this research?
You're right, it does need a ton of data. And that's one reason why AI is so well suited for this type of research. It can handle these huge data sets and find patterns that humans would probably never see. One of the key areas they're looking at is multi-omics data.
Multi-omics data.
I know it sounds complicated, but think of it like this. Instead of just looking at one aspect of your health, multi-omics data combines info from lots of different sources to paint a complete picture. It includes genomics, which looks at your genes, metagenomics, which analyzes the genetic material of those microbes in your gut, and metabolomics, which studies your metabolism, basically how your body processes food.
So it's like putting together a puzzle, but instead of just looking at the picture on the box, you're examining each piece and how it fits.
Exactly. AI can take all this info and understand how your genes, your gut microbiome, and your metabolism all interact and influence each other. This allows for a truly personalized approach to gut health, taking into account everything that makes you, you.
That's incredible. But I do have to ask, are there any potential downsides to using AI this way? It almost sounds too good to be true.
It's great that you're thinking critically. It's important to remember that with any new tech, there are always things to consider. And one of the main concerns with AI is data privacy. AI needs access to tons of personal data, including our genetic information and stuff about our gut microbiome. We have to make sure all that info is handled responsibly and ethically.
That makes sense. We definitely want to make sure our personal health data is being protected and used for the right reasons. Are there any other concerns about AI in healthcare?
Well, another challenge is making sure that everyone has access to these AI-powered tools and treatments. We want to avoid a situation where only certain people can benefit from this technology. Access to personalized gut health solutions should be fair.
Absolutely. Equity and access are crucial considerations. Sounds like there's a lot of potential for good with AI in healthcare, but also a responsibility to make sure it's used ethically and benefits everyone. How can we make sure AI is used responsibly? What kind of safeguards should be in place?
That's a great question, and it's one that researchers and policymakers are really working on right now. I think transparency is key. People need to be able to see how AI algorithms work and what data they use. Also, strong data privacy regulations are essential. And finally, we need to have open discussions about the ethics of AI in healthcare to make sure that it truly benefits humanity.
It seems like the future of gut health is super exciting, but we definitely need to be mindful of the downsides and ensure that AI is used responsibly and benefits everyone. So what else can we expect from this research? Where do you see things heading next?
Well, that's what we'll talk about in our final segment. We'll be exploring the potential of AI in shaping the future of gut health and what it could mean for us all.
Welcome back. We've gone from yogurt to the cutting edge of AI. Pretty amazing.
I know, right? It's incredible to see how far the research has come.
Yeah, and it's definitely making me rethink my grocery list. You know, that whole idea of AI-generated grocery lists based on your gut bacteria, it's pretty wild.
It is wild, and like we said, we're just scratching the surface. This research could really change how we approach all of healthcare, not just gut health. Remember we talked about that multi-omics beta, integrating all that information from our genes and our gut and our metabolism.
Yeah, it's like AI can see the bigger picture, connecting all those dots in our bodies.
Exactly, and the exciting thing is this research is just getting started. We're really at the beginning. Imagine AI that could tell us not only what to eat, but how our gut might react to medicines or even things in the environment.
Like having a crystal ball for our health.
Yeah.
But with such powerful technology, we have to be careful, right? We talked about data privacy and making sure everyone has access to these advancements.
You're absolutely right. It's critical to have those discussions as the science moves forward. We need to make sure AI is used ethically and responsibly in healthcare. That means safeguards to protect our data and ensure that everyone benefits.
So what can we do to stay informed? It feels like the future of health is changing so fast.
Stay curious. Keep up with the research and get involved in the conversation. Advocate for policies that put data privacy first and ensure everyone has equal access to healthcare. The future is being shaped right now, and we all have a role to play in making sure it's a good one for everyone.
I think it's safe to say we've both learned a lot from this deep dive. Who knew a simple question about gut health could be so complex and fascinating?
It really shows how interconnected our bodies are.
Yeah.
And it shows just how powerful technology can be in helping us understand ourselves better.
I'm leaving this conversation feeling inspired and a little bit overwhelmed by all the possibilities. It's really amazing.
Me too. It's a very exciting time to be in this field.
So to wrap things up, we've learned that gut health is about way more than just digestion. It impacts our overall well-being in so many ways, even our mental health.
And we talked about the power of probiotics and prebiotics, all those delicious foods that can help us nourish our gut.
Then we explored this incredible AI research that's paving the way for personalized gut health. Imagine a future where our diets and treatments are customized just for us.
It's a future full of potential, but we need to proceed with caution and ethical awareness to ensure that these advancements benefit everyone.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of gut health and AI. It's been a pleasure.
It has.
And until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep exploring the amazing world within.